What's going on YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. First and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody out there. I hope y'all having a blessed one. I hope y'all mind right, y'all health right. But yeah, before I get into the story, be sure to tap that like button for the day one, fam. Y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. Some people take pride in having a younger sibling, a little brother or sister that looks up to you, want to do everything you do, and tag along everywhere you go. When y'all are kids, it can seem a little bit annoying at first, but as you get older, if that bond grows, you can see the blessing in having someone around that loves you unconditionally, especially if y'all have been through things together and have watched each other mature. Depending on family structure and what we are taught, most words that come from parents' mouths as soon as you are the oldest and have a sibling is make sure you look out for your little brother or sister and keep them safe. That's pretty common, and usually that mentality goes all the way up into adult years. You have people in the streets that tell their younger siblings, nah, it's not what you gonna do. Go to school and do the right things. But when we are not leading by example, it's hard for someone to follow our logic. And as adulthood comes, no matter how much talking and game you get to your peoples, they gotta take their own path. You have some younger siblings that might take a detour and want to hit the streets. Most older brothers or sisters might stay away from them so they won't get caught up in nothing they got going on. Explain to them that's not the move and give them other options. But some go along with the play and even might try to help while they navigate through the streets. But if anything happens to your little brother or sister because of a play you set up, could you handle that? And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Tampa, Florida to discuss a case of a sister who tried to set up a man she met online for her little brother, but the plan backfired. Back in 2022, Tatiana Gaston was 23 years old and living life in Tampa, where she was from. Coming from a big family of brothers, sisters, aunts, and cousins, her and her peoples were very close. She had a younger brother, an 18-year-old young man named Jamon Kenneth. The two often hung out since they were close in age and found ways to help each other or make a few dollars from time to time. Jamon was a senior at Carver Exceptional Center in Tampa and was looking forward to graduating. Said to be a decent young man, but like most young men, was trying to figure out his way and would sometimes try his hands at street activity. Tatiana often went on dating sites to talk to men and sometimes link up to have a good time. One site in particular was BLK, a popular dating app for black people. On her profile, she went by a 22-year-old woman named Jada. It's not clear if she always or just sometimes used her real pictures, but she would start conversating with a man who we will call Mike through the Jada profile. After a few weeks of talking and filling each other out, Mike felt confident on wanting to meet the young lady in person. Tatiana gave him a location on May 31st, 2022 of an apartment complex in Tampa called Canes Palms. Mike, excited to finally meet face to face, headed to the location. Once he arrived, he texted who he knew as Jada, telling her he had pulled up and what building to come to. She advised the man she was coming outside and to go ahead and get out the car and start walking. As Mike started bopping towards the complex, a masked man approached him with a knife and demanded money and his cell phone. Mike, already feeling something was off and had been catfished before, came with his gun on him. And while the man was talking and had him at knife point, he upped his weapon and shot 5 to 6 times, hitting the man in the chest and head. As witnesses called police, the man stayed on location and stated he was coming to the apartment to meet a young lady named Jada when someone tried to rob him. Around this time, the suspect was pronounced gone on the scene and identified as 18-year-old Jamon. As police on the scene talked to witnesses, Tatiana walked outside, stating that she heard shots and was coming to check on her little brother to make sure he was straight. When police told her what had happened, She insisted she knew nothing about a robbery, but her brother did tell her he wanted to try to sell her date an iPhone. But text messages between her and Jermon showed she texted her brother like, "Come outside now, he pulling up." And it seemed to be an online robbery setup that went wrong. Mike was never charged, and after being questioned, was released from the scene. But in the state of Florida, like many others, if someone loses their life in the commission of a crime you are involved with, you yourself can be charged. So Tatiana was charged with the death of her little brother and accused of helping to set up the plan. She eventually bailed out on $15,000. A few days later was Jermon's funeral. As of now, the case hasn't made its way to trial yet. She faces charges of second-degree hit and attempted robbery. Rest in peace to Jermon. I send my prayers to the family. I know a lot of people will say, well, Shorty deserved that. But for those that don't understand in certain environments, we go off what we are taught or what we see. Not saying it's right, but he probably thought to himself he was helping his sister. In the mix, he would get a few dollars and things would be alright. I don't think neither one of them expected someone to get hurt. Definitely not him losing his life. But that's the thing. When you decide to rob somebody, you never know what kind of trauma or experiences that person has dealt with. Mike stated he'd been set up before, so he bought his gun. It's unfortunate. At 31 years old, he had to do that to an 18-year-old. But when self-preservation kicks in, things get sticky. Tatiana has to swallow that pill and live with the fact she sent her little brother on a blank mission that unfortunately took his life. At the end of this, the family had to pay a price by burying a young man way too soon and realizing his big sister played a part. That can damage relationships. All that for a cell phone and a few dollars. So remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, it's a crazy story. I know they was trying to say Tatiana faces up to 25 years if convicted. I'm not sure if they're gonna drop the charges or throw them out, but I know she gotta deal with that every day, that the situation went down like that, even if she ain't mean for it to happen. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation in the comments. Definitely be respectful. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. It's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.